networking. You hear it time and time again. It is critical to success. And of course, we've got our author and trainer, Jeffrey Benjamin, in the house.
He's here. He's going to talk also about networking and the strength of networking, too.
That's right. Well, you know, it usually starts with who you know, then it's what you know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, you would think it would be the other way around, but it isn't. It's who you know, it's your own personal network. And, you know, there's a lot of different sayings out there, but in the business world, they say that your network is equal to your net worth. So the greater amount of people that you know, generally the more successful you're going to be in business, but it's also true in personal life, too. I mean, if you're very well networked with a realtor or a doctor or a financial planner or a planner, these are people that you can constantly have access to information. So when you have a question, you can usually contact those people and ask them directly because they have a specific skill in that area. So being well networked really does help your overall knowledge base and information when you need it to get your hands on it.
Definitely.
So obviously there's a couple tools that you can utilize in order to become more of a powerful networker. Now the first one, you know, it's more of a formal, but that's really to get in touch or pick a networking group that you can be associated with. I mean, it can be the American Red Cross, it can be the Humane Society, it can be lots of different groups, and there are also different business groups as well that focus just on catering to business individuals in order to increase their overall network. I mean, you've probably heard of things like BNI or LATIP, where people go every single week and they exchange referrals or networks. It increases their overall networking base, you know. We're usually one step or even two people away from someone that we want to get to know. So if we're very well networked and that person isn't in our network, perhaps we can get into someone else's network to find information or meet new and interesting people on an ongoing basis. So I say pick that networking group, become a member, and then you've got to participate, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about whether the Rotary or the Win Breakfast the last Friday of every month, or with the broadcaster, it's NorCal RTNDA. They have seminars going on every few months that they let people know about.
Absolutely, and a lot of people are uncomfortable with networking. So one of the things that you got to do on the second tool is you got to strike up that conversation. I mean, you got to go out there and shake hands and talk with people. I mean, if you want to be an effective networker, you can't just sit in a corner when you're at a party or a social engagement, expect people to come and talk with you. I mean, you got to take personal responsibility and go out and meet and greet other people. And a couple things to keep in mind when you're doing that, you know, introduce yourself first and also keep it positive, obviously. And then, you know, you really got to take that personal initiative to say hello. Go out there and do it. And a lot of people are fearful of that. They don't want to deal with fear of rejection on an ongoing basis. So if I just sit there and don't talk to anyone, you know, maybe I won't have to feel rejected. So you got to really strike up that conversation.
And some people are just naturally introverts too, and they just don't get out there. So that's a good way maybe to get them out there and start to become more extroverted.
Yeah, force yourself. You don't necessarily have to go to a formal networking group either. I mean, it can be a social engagement, it can be a dinner party, you know, it can be standing in line at the grocery store. You got to strike up that conversation and talk with other people if you want to increase your overall network.
Do we have a bonus tool today?
Oh, we've got to have a bonus tool.
Sure, we got a bonus tool today. Hey, that's staying in touch with people. So, you know, grab a business card, you know, get their first and last name. You got a database their information if you want to keep in constant contact with them. If you stay in contact, it increases or strengthens your overall network. If you don't, it starts to dissipate. So, you know, you can send them emails, you can send them nice to meet you cards, you can send them holiday cards, I mean, you can call them, you can take them to lunch, you can, you know, you can go out to coffee, but you need to keep in touch with those people so you can keep that network strong. So when you need something, you need access to something, you can contact the people that can help you.
Super.
Wonderful advice, Jeffrey Benjamin. If you would like to get a hold of him, you can call the number on your screen, 337-1600. You can also go to breakthroughtraining.com. Thanks, Jeffrey.
Good to see you.
Good advice. We appreciate that.